because I bet I didn't want to lose it. Hello ladies, hey, I'm going to do some cutting, I'm going to do some drilling, I'm going to make some holes in some stuff so that I can bolt some stuff together. It's these plates here, they need to be sort of attached to each other, and I started making some holes to bolt these things together, and then to bolt this to our motor plate. And what that's going to let happen is that way all the wiring that goes between the controller is going to be mounted to this plate, and the motor and the reverse switch hopefully will just move when the motor is adjusted, if it has to move forward or back to for chain tension, to get the chain tension correct, like we might change sprockets or things like that. So I'm gonna set up the camera here and I'm gonna listen to some music and just let this roll, see what happens. I need to make a couple holes. I already did it, but then I put more holes on the wrong side. I need to make a couple holes that are 218 millimeters apart, which is some number of inches that I can't remember, but it's definitely a real number. It can be calculated, square rooted. It's not as rude as it sounds if you're Australian. It's just approximate. It's approximate. The first one is approximate. Punch, punch, punch. Okay, so we're gonna doip that right there. Now, is that the magic number of millimeters? It's only kind of close, but we just put it where it should be instead of where it is. Measure again. And bingo, it's almost right. I love cobalt drill bits, or Milwaukee ones at least. I haven't really figured out what makes the difference, but oh my gosh, what the heck, they just cut through stuff. That'll work. My holes pretty almost line up. Like that's a true fact. Don't tell John Milwaukee I just did that. I'm inside. I've drilled holes. Drilled a lot of holes. This this thing kinda, yeah, does like this sort of a Jeremy. Yeah, so this fits in here. No idea if I'm still recording. Hey ladies, it's like 7 a.m. On Sunday morning, and I'm going to run the drill press. I think drill pressing is probably quiet. I think it's probably going to be fine. Hopefully the neighbors think so too. One down. That was pretty quiet. That's what I remembered. I remembered drill pressing being quiet. This is like the last holes I have to make before I can start putting stuff together. Cobalt drill holes. Love it. Never gonna use anything else. Wood, plastic, I don't care. Cobalt. That's good stuff. Alright, hopefully the fiance did not just wake up. Hopefully she's not in there plotting my demise. Okay. So that's what we made. And it needs some filing. It's going on our assembly here. Whatever that was, I bet I didn't want to lose it. I was wrong. I did want to lose that. Okay. Yeah. That's meant to go along something like that. Wow. Wow, I could not be more. Wow, how did what? Where was I supposed to put that hole? That's wrong. No worries, just had to zap another hole in there. This hole is now a speed hole. You know, I mean, extra holes. What's wrong with that? Just makes it go faster, right? This thing might need some help. Not that we're trying to go fast. That's where our contactor is going to mount. And this guy just goes right there. Let's just call them wild fantasies. It's a look back into a past that you kind of forgot. Which, you know, these days, that's what you want. You certainly wouldn't want to use it in a car. A Volkswagen or Porsche transmission, air-cooled style. I swear this wrench fit this nut a minute ago. Seriously outdated, but it came with a lot of... I guess that's why how I started talking about this. Anybody who knows me will be familiar with this kind of rambling. Yikes. Yes, award-winning. We will be calling this cart, this electric burnout cart that we're building, that we're in the midst of building right now, at the little Trashter. I was going to call it Little Trashy, but yeah, but I didn't. I don't remember why. I think I wanted to hashtag all of myself, which, if you think about it, is not that good of an idea. We're going to bolt our plate back onto our motor controller. But before we do that, we should put the contactor on it. Hopefully this is like time-lapsed out. Probably at the very least need some shrink wrap on this guy if I can do it. I wasn't thinking about the possibility of this wire shorting out against that resistor. This was not well thought out. I don't know if this is going to happen. Don't let me forget to tighten this. I'm putting the B+ terminal from the contactor to the B plus terminal of the controller. I made all these out of this welding cable that is like ridiculous to work with because it does not bend. Ugh. So I had to bend all these wires. This is the last-ish assembly, so I can test this thing. And in the meantime, I've spent days bending freaking welding cables and trying to reuse ones that I have because I have a limited supply of both cable ends and cable. Yeah. Obla-dee, obla-da. I like things that slide, dislike things that do not slide. I think I need to lose one of my bolts that holds my controller down because my plate is not where it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be shifted this way. This aluminum plate here, which has all this weight hanging on it, is supposed to be kind of captured between this L, is that what I'm touching? Who knows? And this, and it is on this side I think, but it's not on this side. And it's because there's this nut that's in the way. It's in the way, it's in the way, it's in the way. I don't know if I can even get it off without taking all this snarky apart again. Done. And that is more like what we wanted. It's pressed up there. And when I tighten these little guys, I think it'll feel pretty solid. Gosh, I mean, I did. I put it on there. I have only one more cable to make. A lot of things to hook back up, but only one more cable to make. That goes from this here to this guy labeled S2. There's a S1 and a S2, and as far as I know, it's, you know, it could be left and right, it could be north and south, it could be, you know, whatever, pick your two different things. It's just saying one side goes with the other side, and what I mean is there's also an A1 and an A2. A stands for armature, I think, and that means the power that goes to the brushes and goes to the windings that are wound around the spinning part of the motor. And then S, as I've seen on this diagram, goes to this field coil, and that's the field coil. I would guess maybe there's two of them. I don't know how this works. And it makes the magnetic field that the spinning part works against. So long story short, you know, how you get this motor to spin in the opposite direction is you have to wire it differently. And I mean, you can't, you know, you wouldn't want to stop and wire it differently, right, in the middle of doing burnouts. So you got this switch that essentially has both wiring configurations, and it's a big switch. I hope it's enough for this. I hope it's enough. The studs are the same size as everything else, but it's still a little scary. I like things that slide, and I dislike things that do not slide. Slide on over, a little switch. Yeah, so the last thing we have to do is get a cable to go from here to here. And we're gonna make like kind of a bent one to do that. And then we're gonna take some of that long old welding cable, and whew, hopefully it's pretty easy.